Good day everyone, and welcome to the TB12 Immunity Webinar. Thank you for taking the time to be here today, because immunity is not just about avoiding illness. It's about building a body that performs, recovers, and thrives every single day. Today's session is inspired by the TB12 philosophy, a performance-driven approach that focuses on longevity, resilience, and whole body health. Whether you're an athlete, a student, a working professional, or someone simply looking to feel better in your own body, this webinar is for you. Here are 6 clear and powerful key points for the speech TB12 Immunity Webinar with 1. Immunity is a daily practice, not a quick fix. True immunity isn't built with short-term solutions like supplements alone. It is developed through daily habits, nutrition, hydration, movement, sleep, and stress management that consistently support the body's natural defense system. 2. The TB12 philosophy treats the body as a high-performance system. The TB12 method focuses on optimizing the entire body, not just treating symptoms. When the body moves well, recovers properly, and stays balanced, the immune system becomes stronger and more resilient. 3. Anti-inflammatory nutrition strengthens immune defense. Whole, clean foods provide the nutrients and antioxidants needed for immune cell function. Reducing processed foods and inflammatory ingredients helps the body protect and repair itself more efficiently. 4. Hydration is a foundation of immune health. Proper hydration supports circulation, nutrient delivery, detoxification, and cellular balance. Even mild dehydration can weaken immune response and increase physical stress on the body. 5. Smart movement and recovery protect immunity. Consistent, functional movement improves circulation and resilience, while overtraining can weaken immunity. Recovery, flexibility, and injury prevention are just as important as exercise itself. 6. Sleep and stress control are non-negotiable for immunity quality. Sleep and stress management allow the immune system to reset, repair, and respond effectively. A calm, well-rested body is far better equipped to defend against illness. If you want, I can now expand each key point to 700 words, turn these into slides, or adapt them into a 30-minute webinar. Structure below is an expanded version of key point 1, written as a 700-word speech section, suitable for a webinar tone and aligned with the TB12 immunity philosophy. Key point 1. Immunity is a daily practice, not a quick fix. One of the biggest misunderstandings about immunity today is the belief that it can be fixed quickly. Many people wait until they feel run down, stressed, or sick, and then look for an instant solution, a supplement, a special drink, or a short-term routine. But the truth is simple and powerful. Immunity does not work on an emergency basis. It works on consistency. The immune system is not a switch you turn on when you need it. It is a living, responsive system that reflects how you treat your body every single day. The TB12 philosophy strongly reinforces this idea that health and immunity are built through daily discipline, not occasional effort. Think of immunity like a savings account. Every healthy choice you make is a small deposit. Every night of quality sleep, every balanced meal, every glass of water, every moment of recovery adds to your immune reserve. On the other hand, chronic stress, poor sleep, dehydration, and processed food act like withdrawals. Over time, your balance either grows stronger or slowly declines. What makes this so important is that the immune system is always working in the background. Even when you feel fine, your body is repairing cells, managing inflammation, and defending against daily stressors. If you only pay attention when something goes wrong, you are already behind. The TB12 approach encourages us to stop reacting to illness and start preparing the body in advance. This means building routines that support immune health every day, not just during cold season or stressful periods. It's about asking a better question, backhand index pointing right. What can I do today to make my body stronger tomorrow? Another key idea here is patience. Daily practices may not feel dramatic. Drinking enough water doesn't feel exciting. Going to bed on time doesn't feel heroic. Choosing whole foods over processed ones doesn't give instant results, but these small actions quietly strengthen the immune system over time. This is where many people lose consistency because they are looking for visible results instead of internal resilience. The TB12 philosophy reminds us that real strength is often invisible at first. It shows up later as better energy, faster recovery, fewer setbacks, and greater resistance to stress. It's also important to understand that immunity is not about perfection. You don't need to live flawlessly or follow extreme rules. What matters most is direction, not intensity. A body that is supported most days of the week will always outperform one that is pushed hard occasionally and neglected the rest of the time. Daily immune practices also create rhythm and structure. When your body knows what to expect, regular meals, hydration, movement, and sleep, it operates more efficiently. This reduces unnecessary stress on the immune system and allows it to focus on protection and repair rather than constant crisis management. The TB12 mindset shifts the focus from fear to empowerment. Instead of worrying about getting sick, you start focusing on building capacity. You stop asking, "How do I avoid illness?" and start asking, "How do I become stronger?" That shift alone changes how you approach health. Most importantly, daily immune practices build confidence. When you know you are supporting your body consistently, you trust it more. You feel more in control of your health, more resilient under pressure, and more capable of handling challenges, physical and mental. In closing, immunity is not something you chase when things go wrong. It is something you cultivate every day. The TB12 philosophy teaches us that when you respect your body daily, it rewards you with strength, balance, and resilience over time. Remember this: small choices repeated daily build powerful immunity. If you want, I can now expand key point 2 in the same 700-word format, adjust this to be more scientific or more motivational, or turn it into a spoken webinar script with pauses and emphasis below. Is the expanded version of key point 2 written as a ~700-word webinar style speech section aligned with the TB12 immunity message and motivational tone. Key point 2, the TB12 philosophy treats the body as a performance system. One of the most powerful ideas behind the TB12 approach is the belief that the human body should be treated like a high-performance system, not a machine that only gets attention when something breaks. Too often, people wait for pain, fatigue, or illness before they take action. The TB12 philosophy challenges this reactive mindset and replaces it with a proactive one. A high-performance system is not managed in parts, it is managed as a whole. Every system in the body is connected. Movement affects circulation. Circulation affects recovery. Recovery affects immunity. Immunity affects energy, focus, and longevity. When one area is neglected, the entire system feels the impact. The TB12 method teaches that optimal performance and strong immunity are not separate goals. They are the result of the same daily habits. When the body is supported correctly, it becomes more efficient, more resilient, and better prepared to handle stress. Think about elite performance, whether in sports, academics, or everyday life. The best results don't come from pushing harder at random. They come from balance, precision, and consistency. That same principle applies to immunity. A body that is constantly overworked, underfueled, dehydrated, and sleep-deprived cannot perform at its best, no matter how strong it appears on the outside. The TB12 philosophy emphasizes sustainability over extremes. Instead of exhausting the body with intense routines that can't be maintained, it promotes habits that the body can rely on long-term. This approach reduces unnecessary stress, lowers inflammation, and allows the immune system to operate more efficiently. Another key principle is awareness. When you treat your body like a high-performance system, you start paying attention to signals instead of ignoring them. Fatigue is no longer something to push through blindly. Tightness is no longer dismissed. Stress is no longer normalized. These signals are feedback, not weaknesses. This awareness helps prevent breakdowns before they happen. Just like maintaining a high-performance engine requires regular care, the body needs ongoing support. When movement, nutrition, hydration, sleep, and recovery are addressed consistently, the immune system becomes stronger without being forced. The TB12 approach also shifts the definition of strength. Strength is not just about lifting more or doing more. True strength includes flexibility and mobility, efficient recovery, mental discipline, immune resilience. A stiff, exhausted body is not a strong body, even if it looks powerful. TB12 promotes functional strength that allows the body to adapt, recover, and protect itself under pressure. One of the most important benefits of treating the body as a system is reduced inflammation. Chronic inflammation places constant demand on the immune system, leaving it less capable of responding when needed. By prioritizing balance, the TB12 method helps keep inflammation in check, allowing immune defenses to work smarter, not harder. This philosophy also encourages long-term thinking. Instead of asking, "How do I feel today?" it asks, "How will this choice affect my body next year or in the next decade?" Immunity is not just about short-term protection, it's about longevity, durability, and quality of life. When people adopt this mindset, their relationship with health changes. They stop punishing their bodies and start partnering with them. They stop chasing quick results and start building a foundation. This partnership creates trust between the individual and their body, which is essential for sustainable health. In a world that often celebrates burnout and overwork, the TB12 philosophy offers a refreshing alternative. It reminds us that the body performs best when it is supported, not stressed. Immunity strengthens when the body is balanced, not overloaded. In closing, treating the body as a high-performance system is not about being perfect or extreme. It's about being intentional. When you respect how the body works as a whole, the immune system responds with greater resilience, efficiency, and strength. Remember this message: when the system works together, immunity becomes stronger naturally. If you'd like, I can now expand key point 3 in the same 700-word form simplify this for a shorter talk or slides, or adapt it for a more scientific or more inspirational tone. Below is the expanded version of key point 3, written as a 700-word webinar style speech section, aligned with the TB12 immunity philosophy and a motivational, educational tone. Key point 3, anti-inflammatory nutrition strengthens immune defense. Nutrition is one of the most powerful tools we have to support immunity, yet it is often misunderstood. Many people think food is simply fuel, calories in, calories out, but the TB12 philosophy teaches us something much deeper. Food is information. Every bite you take sends signals to your body, influencing inflammation, recovery, and immune response. Inflammation itself is not the enemy. It is a natural part of the immune system's defense and healing process. The problem begins when inflammation becomes chronic. Long-term, low-grade inflammation places constant stress on the immune system, forcing it to work overtime. When this happens, the body becomes less efficient at protecting and repairing itself. This is where anti-inflammatory nutrition becomes essential. The TB12 approach emphasizes foods that support cellular health, reduce unnecessary inflammation, and promote balance. Whole foods, especially vegetables, fruits, healthy fats, and clean proteins, provide the nutrients and antioxidants the immune system relies on to function properly. Highly processed foods, excess sugar, and artificial ingredients can do the opposite. Over time, they increase inflammatory signals in the body, disrupt energy levels, and place extra demand on immune defenses. The result is not immediate illness, but gradual weakening, lower resilience, slower recovery, and reduced performance. Anti-inflammatory nutrition is not about restriction or extreme dieting. It's about intentional choices. It's about choosing foods that work with your body instead of against it. Vegetables play a central role in this approach. They provide vitamins, minerals, and plant compounds that help regulate inflammation and protect cells from stress. Color matters here. The more variety on your plate, the wider the range of protective nutrients you receive. Healthy fats are another cornerstone. Fats from natural sources support cell membranes, hormone balance, and immune signaling. When the body has access to quality fats, it can better manage inflammation and maintain stability under stress. Protein also matters not just for muscle but for immunity. Immune cells are constantly being created and repaired. Without adequate protein, the body struggles to maintain this process. Clean, balanced protein intake supports tissue repair, recovery, and immune readiness. The TB12 philosophy also encourages awareness around how food makes you feel, not just how it tastes. Energy crashes, bloating, brain fog, and fatigue are often signs that the body is struggling to process what it's being given. Paying attention to these signals allows you to adjust and improve your nutrition over time. Another key aspect of anti-inflammatory eating is timing and consistency. Skipping meals, overeating, or constantly snacking on low-quality foods can stress the body. Regular, balanced meals help regulate blood sugar, reduce stress hormones, and support immune stability. Hydration works hand in hand with nutrition. Nutrients cannot be transported effectively without adequate water. Proper hydration helps deliver vitamins and minerals to cells and assists the body in clearing waste that can contribute to inflammation. One of the most important messages of the TB12 approach is that nutrition is a long-term strategy. You may not feel dramatic changes overnight, but over weeks and months, the body becomes more efficient, more energized, and more resilient. Recovery improves, focus sharpens, immune strength builds quietly in the background. This approach also removes fear from food. Instead of labeling foods as good or bad, it encourages smarter patterns. Occasional indulgences do not undo a foundation built on consistency. What matters most is what you do most of the time. When nutrition supports the immune system, the body becomes better prepared to handle stress, physical, mental, and environmental. Instead of reacting, it adapts. Instead of breaking down, it recovers. In closing, anti-inflammatory nutrition is not a trend or a short-term plan. It is a daily investment in immune strength. When you consistently choose foods that reduce inflammation and support cellular health, you give your immune system the environment it needs to perform at its best. Remember this principle: when you feed the body well, the immune system works smarter, stronger, and longer. If you want, I can now expand key point 4, hydration and immunity, in the same 700-word format. Simplify this into bullet points or slides, or adjust the tone to be more scientific or more inspirational. Below is the expanded version of key point 4, written as a 700-word webinar style speech section, consistent with the TB12 immunity philosophy and a clear motivational tone. Key point 4, hydration is a foundation of immune health. Hydration is one of the most overlooked elements of immunity, yet it is one of the most powerful. Many people focus on food, supplements, and exercise, but forget the simplest requirement for life and performance: water. The TB12 philosophy places strong emphasis on hydration because without it, no system in the body can function efficiently, including the immune system. Every cell in your body depends on water. Immune cells are no exception. Hydration allows these cells to move, communicate, and respond effectively. When the body is even slightly dehydrated, stress increases at the cellular level, forcing the immune system to work harder than it should. One of the biggest misconceptions is that thirst is the first sign of dehydration. In reality, by the time you feel thirsty, your body is already under stress. Chronic mild dehydration is extremely common, and over time, it can weaken immune efficiency, slow recovery, and increase inflammation. The TB12 approach teaches that hydration is not about drinking large amounts of water occasionally. It's about consistent hydration throughout the day. Small, regular intake allows the body to maintain balance, support circulation, and deliver nutrients where they are needed most. Proper hydration plays a critical role in circulation. Blood carries oxygen, nutrients, and immune cells throughout the body. When hydration levels drop, circulation becomes less efficient. This means immune cells take longer to reach areas where they are needed, reducing the body's ability to respond quickly and effectively. Hydration is also essential for detoxification. The body is constantly processing waste from metabolism, stress, and environmental exposure. Water supports the organs responsible for clearing this waste. When hydration is poor, waste can build up, contributing to inflammation and placing additional strain on the immune system. Another important aspect is joint and tissue health. The TB12 philosophy emphasizes movement and pliability, and hydration directly supports both. Well, hydrated tissues are more flexible, more resilient, and less prone to injury. Reduced injury means reduced inflammation, which allows the immune system to focus on protection rather than constant repair. Hydration also influences energy levels and mental clarity. Fatigue, headaches, and difficulty concentrating are often signs of dehydration, not lack of motivation. When the body is dehydrated, stress hormones increase, which can suppress immune response over time. Staying hydrated helps maintain a calmer, more balanced internal environment. The TB12 method also highlights the quality of hydration. What you drink matters. Sugary beverages, excessive caffeine, and artificial drinks can increase inflammation and disrupt fluid balance. Clean, consistent hydration supports the body without adding extra stress. Another key point is that hydration needs increase with activity, stress, and heat. Physical movement, mental pressure, and warm environments all raise fluid demands. A high-performance system must adjust accordingly. Listening to your body and staying proactive with hydration is part of respecting how the system works. Hydration also supports digestion, which is closely linked to immunity. A large portion of the immune system is connected to gut health. Water aids digestion, nutrient absorption, and balance within the digestive system. When digestion suffers, immune strength often follows. One of the most powerful things about hydration is its simplicity. It doesn't require expensive tools, complicated plans, or extreme discipline. It requires awareness and consistency, and yet its impact is profound. The TB12 philosophy teaches us that foundational habits create the biggest returns. Hydration is one of those habits. When done consistently, it quietly improves circulation, recovery, focus, movement, and immune efficiency all at once. Many people underestimate how much better they could feel simply by supporting their body with enough water. Stronger immunity doesn't always come from doing more. Sometimes it comes from supporting the basics more consistently. In closing, hydration is not just about preventing thirst. It is about maintaining balance, reducing stress, and allowing the immune system to operate at its best. A well-hydrated body is a more resilient body. Remember this message: when the body is properly hydrated, the immune system can move, protect, and recover with strength and efficiency. If you'd like, I can now expand Key Point 5, Smart Movement and Recovery, in the same 700-word format. Adapt this for slides or a shorter talk, or make it more scientific or more motivational. Below is the expanded version of Key Point 5, written as a 700-word webinar-style speech section, aligned with the TB12 immunity philosophy and a clear, motivational tone. Key Point 5. Smart movement and proper recovery protect and strengthen immunity. Movement is essential for health, but not all movement supports immunity equally. One of the most important lessons from the TB12 philosophy is this: more exercise does not always mean better health. In fact, when movement is poorly planned or recovery is ignored, it can weaken the immune system instead of strengthening it. The immune system responds directly to physical stress. When movement is balanced and intentional, it improves circulation, supports cellular repair, and enhances immune readiness. But when the body is constantly pushed without adequate recovery, stress hormones rise, inflammation increases, and immune defenses become compromised. The TB12 approach emphasizes smart movement, not extreme training. Smart movement focuses on consistency, functionality, and longevity. It is designed to support the body, not break it down. One of the biggest mistakes people make is equating exhaustion with progress. Feeling completely drained after every workout is often seen as a badge of honor. However, chronic fatigue is a signal that the body is under too much stress. When this happens repeatedly, the immune system pays the price. Smart movement prioritizes functional strength, flexibility, and mobility, balance and stability, injury prevention. These elements work together to keep the body resilient. When muscles, joints, and connective tissues move well, the body experiences less inflammation. Less inflammation means the immune system has more capacity to focus on protection and repair rather than constant damage control. Another key principle of the TB12 method is pliability, keeping muscles and tissues flexible, hydrated, and responsive. Tight, stiff muscles restrict circulation and increase injury risk. This creates stress signals that activate the immune system unnecessarily. By maintaining mobility and tissue health, the body operates more efficiently. Recovery is just as important as movement itself. In fact, recovery is where many of the immune benefits of movement actually occur. During rest periods, the body repairs tissues, regulates hormones, and restores balance. Without recovery, these processes are interrupted. The TB12 philosophy treats recovery as a strategic practice, not a passive one. This includes adequate rest days, stretching and mobility work, proper hydration and nutrition quality. Sleep skipping recovery may seem productive in the short term, but over time it leads to burnout, injury, and weakened immunity. Another important point is that movement should support your lifestyle, not compete with it. The goal is to feel better after movement, not worse. When exercise leaves you energized, focused, and stable, it is supporting your immune system. When it leaves you exhausted, irritable, or constantly sore, it may be doing the opposite. Smart movement also adapts to life stress. Physical stress adds to mental and emotional stress. When school pressure, work demands, or emotional strain are high, the body's overall stress load increases. During these times, intense training may need to be adjusted. Listening to the body is not weakness, it is intelligence. The TB12 method encourages awareness over ego. Instead of pushing through pain or fatigue, it teaches people to respond to signals early. This reduces injury risk and preserves immune strength. Movement also plays a crucial role in circulation. Muscle activity helps move blood and lymph throughout the body, allowing immune cells to travel efficiently. Gentle, regular movement can be just as beneficial as intense exercise when done consistently. Another benefit of smart movement is its impact on mental health. Physical activity reduces stress, improves mood, and enhances focus. Lower stress levels directly support immune function. A calmer nervous system allows immune responses to be more precise and effective. The long-term goal of the TB12 approach is durability. It's not about peak performance for a short period. It's about staying strong, mobile, and healthy for years to come. A durable body is one that adapts, recovers, and resists breakdown, all key elements of strong immunity. In closing, movement should build the body up, not wear it down. When exercise is balanced with recovery, the immune system benefits from improved circulation, reduced inflammation, and better stress control. Remember this principle: train smart, recover fully, and let your immune system grow stronger with you. If you'd like, I can now expand Key Point 6, sleep and stress control, in the same 700-word format. Convert this into presentation slides or adapt it for a shorter motivational segment. Below is the expanded version of Key Point 6, written as a 700-word webinar-style speech section, aligned with the TB12 immunity philosophy and a calm, motivational tone. Key Point 6, sleep and stress control are non-negotiable for strong immunity. If there is one area of health that is most often sacrificed in modern life, it is sleep and stress management. People wear exhaustion like a badge of honor and accept constant pressure as normal. But the TB12 philosophy makes one thing very clear: a tired, stressed body cannot maintain strong immunity. Sleep and stress are not side issues, they are central to how the immune system functions. Sleep is the body's most powerful recovery tool. During deep, quality sleep, the body carries out critical repair work. Cells regenerate, inflammation is regulated, and immune defenses are reset. This is not optional maintenance, it is essential biological work. When sleep is shortened or disrupted, the immune system becomes less efficient. The body struggles to repair damage, stress hormones remain elevated, and inflammation increases. Over time, this weakens the body's ability to defend itself and recover from daily challenges. The TB12 approach treats sleep as a performance strategy, not a luxury. Just as training and nutrition are planned, sleep must also be protected. Consistent sleep schedules help regulate internal rhythms, allowing the immune system to operate predictably and efficiently. Quality matters just as much as quantity. A calm, dark, and consistent sleep environment supports deeper rest. Reducing stimulation before bed allows the nervous system to shift into recovery mode. When the mind slows down, the body follows. Stress plays a powerful role alongside sleep. Short-term stress is a natural response and can even be helpful. The problem is chronic stress, the kind that never fully turns off. When stress becomes constant, it sends continuous alarm signals through the body. This keeps stress hormones elevated and suppresses immune balance. The immune system and nervous system are deeply connected. When the nervous system is overstimulated, immune responses become less precise. Instead of protecting efficiently, the body stays in a state of tension and overreaction. The TB12 philosophy emphasizes stress control as a skill that can be practiced and improved. Simple habits like controlled breathing, mental focus, and intentional pauses help calm the nervous system. These moments of calm signal to the body that it is safe to recover. One important shift encouraged by TB12 is moving away from constant urgency. Not everything requires immediate reaction. When the mind slows down, the body conserves energy. That energy can then be redirected toward healing, repair, and immune defense. Sleep and stress control also influence hormones that regulate appetite, energy, and inflammation. Poor sleep and high stress disrupt these systems, leading to fatigue, cravings, and reduced resilience. Supporting rest and calm restores balance across the entire system. Another key aspect is routine. The body thrives on predictability. Regular sleep and relaxation routines create stability. This reduces internal stress and allows the immune system to operate without constant adjustment. The TB12 mindset encourages people to respect their limits. Pushing through exhaustion may seem productive, but it comes at a cost. A well-rested body performs better, thinks clearer, and recovers faster. Strong immunity is built on this foundation. Mental recovery is just as important as physical rest. Taking breaks, managing workload, and allowing time for reflection reduce mental fatigue. When the mind is overloaded, the body responds as if it is under threat. Reducing mental pressure directly supports immune health. It's also important to understand that sleep and stress control are cumulative. One good night of sleep helps, but consistent rest creates lasting resilience. One calm moment helps, but daily stress management changes the body's baseline response. The TB12 philosophy reminds us that health is not about doing more, it's about doing what matters consistently. Sleep and stress control may not feel productive, but they are some of the most powerful tools for long-term immunity. In closing, the immune system does its best work when the body is rested and the mind is calm. Sleep repairs what stress and activity break down. Stress control protects the system from overload. Remember this message: when you protect your sleep and manage your stress, you give your immune system the space it needs to grow stronger every day. If you want, I can now combine all 6 expanded points into one full webinar script, create a 30-minute spoken version, or write a strong conclusion and call to action for this speech.